A devastated urban sector in eastern Ukraine, northern suburbs of Bakhmut. 08:30 hours yesterday morning. Temperature +5 Celsius, with smoke from fires reducing visibility in streets to less than 100 meters. 3 city blocks of systematically destroyed buildings. 5-story concrete apartment blocks reduced to skeletal frameworks, streets cratered from months of artillery fire, infrastructure completely demolished from sustained fighting. Rubble piles 3 meters high blocked former streets. Destroyed vehicles created obstacles throughout sector. Russian motorized rifle company, tasked with clearing Ukrainian defenders from 3-block sector, measuring approximately 200 meters by 300 meters total area. 123 combat soldiers, organized into 3 rifle platoons, plus supporting weapons section, including machine guns, grenade launchers, and sniper team. Intelligence assessment estimated Ukrainian defensive strength at approximately 80 soldiers, holding fortified positions in buildings and rubble. Objective was capturing entire 3-block sector, 6 major apartment buildings still partially standing, plus surrounding destroyed structures and rubble fields. Ukrainian defenders had systematically fortified every usable structure over preceding 3 weeks of preparation. Basements were converted into reinforced bunkers, with overhead cover protecting against artillery and tank fire. Upper floors became mutually supporting firing positions, with carefully planned interlocking fields of fire covering all approach routes. Street approaches were extensively mined with anti-personnel and anti-tank mines, documented only by defenders. Rubble piles concealed prepared fighting positions, providing cover and concealment. Every remaining building was transformed into fortress, requiring systematic room-by-room clearing under sustained fire. Poll: what's the deadliest aspect of urban combat for attackers? A. Grenades from above. B. Machine guns in buildings. C. Mines and booby traps. Drop your answer in comments. 9 hours after assault commenced, Russian company would capture approximately 1.5 blocks, exactly half of 3-block objective. Casualty toll would be devastating. 67 Russian casualties from 123 soldiers, 39 killed in action, 28 wounded requiring evacuation. Ukrainian forces would suffer 34 casualties but maintain firm control of remaining 1.5 blocks plus portions of nominally captured territory. Urban combat would demonstrate conclusively why clearing fortified buildings remains among most difficult, costly, and dangerous military operations, regardless of technological advancement. This happened yesterday during continuation of sustained urban sector fighting that has consumed this area for months. Destroyed blocks remain actively contested, with ongoing clearing operations. Tactical implications of urban combat casualty rates continue affecting Russian assault planning, with many commanders requesting alternative missions to avoid building clearing operations. This is what occurred during those 9 hours when city blocks became killing grounds, when concrete and rubble became defender advantages, when every room required blood payment. Urban warfare presents unique tactical challenges fundamentally distinct from open-terrain combat. Buildings provide substantial cover and concealment for defenders, while severely restricting attacker movement and options. Vertical dimension creates 3-dimensional battlefield. Threats can emerge from above via upper floors, at ground level from rooms and rubble, or below ground from basement positions. Rubble from destroyed structures impedes movement, while simultaneously providing excellent defensive positions. Close quarters favor defenders who prepared positions and know building layouts against attackers, moving through unfamiliar terrain under fire. Russian assault plan divided 3 blocks into sequential clearing objectives. First block would be cleared systematically building by building before advancing to second block, then finally third block. Each building would be cleared using doctrinal procedures, isolating structure with supporting fires from tanks and machine guns, breaching entry points, clearing floor by floor from bottom to top, securing entire structure before moving to next target. 3 rifle platoons would operate semi-independently, clearing separate buildings simultaneously, while company commander coordinated supporting fires and movement between buildings. Ukrainian defensive plan emphasized defense in depth, accepting loss of forward positions while maximizing attacker casualties. Forward positions in first block would delay attackers inflicting casualties during approach and initial entry, while conducting fighting withdrawal to stronger positions, deeper in second and third blocks. Each building had multiple layered defensive positions: basement bunkers, ground floor firing positions, upper floor observation and firing positions, creating defense requiring attackers to clear repeatedly. Prepared withdrawal routes through basement connections and rubble passages allowed defenders to retreat between buildings when positions became untenable. Primary objective wasn't holding every position indefinitely, but maximizing attacker casualties while preserving defender combat power for continued resistance. Assault commenced at 0830 hours with artillery preparation. Russian 82mm mortars fired smoke and high-explosive rounds at buildings assessed to hold Ukrainian defensive positions. Smoke rounds obscured buildings, attempting to blind defenders and cover Russian infantry approach. High-explosive rounds targeted suspected defensive positions, attempting to suppress defenders before assault infantry entered engagement range. Barrage lasted approximately 15 minutes, expending approximately 200 mortar rounds. Significant ammunition expenditure for preparatory fire. Ukrainian defenders sheltering in reinforced basements survived artillery preparation with minimal casualties. Overhead cover constructed from concrete slabs and rubble provided excellent protection against indirect fire. Defenders remained in protected basement positions while artillery impacted building structures above. When barrage lifted indicating imminent infantry assault, defenders rapidly moved to prepared firing positions, ready to engage approaching Russian infantry. Artillery had destroyed some exposed above-ground positions, but hadn't significantly degraded overall defensive capability. Most defenders were protected and ready. Debate starter. Urban combat favors defenders 2-to-1 in casualties. Should attackers ever assault fortified cities, or just bypass and isolate them? Type assault or bypass. At 0845, Russian 1st Platoon advanced toward initial objective. Partially collapsed 5-story apartment block with approximately 60% of structure still standing. Approach required crossing open street approximately 50 meters from nearest cover to building entrance. Ukrainian PKM machine gun opened sustained fire from second-floor window, engaging advancing infantry with devastating effect. Russian soldiers desperately sought cover behind rubble piles and destroyed vehicles, while machine guns swept entire street with sustained bursts. Russian squad attempted suppressing machine gun with concentrated rifle fire. 10 soldiers fired at window, attempting to force gunner away from firing position or destroy position. Ukrainian gunner fired short controlled bursts, then rapidly moved to alternate firing position in adjacent room, preventing effective suppression. Russian rifle fire struck building exterior, creating concrete dust, but gunner remained highly effective, switching between 3 prepared positions. Suppression technique wasn't working. Machine gun continued effectively engaging any Russian soldier attempting to cross exposed street. Russian platoon leader called for direct tank support. T-72 tank, positioned 300 meters behind front line, advanced to direct fire position with clear line of sight to building. Tank gunner identified machine gun window using thermal sight and engaged with 125mm high explosive round. Shell struck building approximately 2 meters from firing window, creating massive blast that destroyed firing position and killed machine gun crew. Machine gun fire immediately ceased, enabling Russian infantry to cross street under covering fire from squad automatic weapons. At 0920, Russian squad reached building entrance. Main door was completely blocked by rubble and collapsed ceiling material, requiring substantial clearing before entry could be forced. While 4 soldiers worked removing debris from doorway, fragmentation grenade suddenly dropped from upper floor window directly above entrance landing among working squad members. Explosion killed 1 soldier instantly and wounded 3 others with fragment injuries. Surviving squad members sought immediate cover while frantically scanning upper floors, attempting to identify grenade thrower. Couldn't identify specific position among dozens of destroyed windows and collapsed wall sections. Additional grenades dropped from various upper floor positions, targeting Russians attempting to breach entrance. Grenade attacks wounded 2 more soldiers before Russians could establish effective suppressing fire on upper floors. Squad leader ordered withdrawal to covered position 50 meters from building while requesting supporting tank fire against upper floors. Tank engaged upper floor windows with 3 high explosive rounds creating massive explosions, destroying most of 3rd and 4th floors. Following tank fire, squad again approached entrance, while other squads provided suppressing fire on all visible windows. This time entrance was breached without grenade attacks. Defenders had withdrawn from upper positions to avoid tank fire. At 09:55, Russian squad entered building ground floor. Interior was devastated. Collapsed walls, rubble-filled rooms, destroyed furniture, creating obstacles throughout. Squad moved cautiously through first room. Empty. Second room appeared empty until soldier stepped on concealed anti-personnel mine. Mine detonation killed soldier and wounded 2 others from fragments. Remaining squad members halted advance, calling for engineer support to clear mines. Engineer arrived with mine detector, but progress was extremely slow, scanning every square meter before infantry could advance. After clearing 2 rooms over 40 minutes, squad encountered defended position. Ukrainian soldiers in fortified room engaged with automatic rifles at range of approximately 5 meters. Firefight lasted 30 seconds. 2 Russian soldiers killed, 1 Ukrainian killed, 1 Ukrainian wounded and captured. Room was cleared, but at cost of 2 additional Russian deaths. Basement clearing was even more dangerous. Stairs descending to basement were blocked, requiring explosive breach. When breach was created, Ukrainian defenders threw grenades up stairwell from basement positions. Grenades exploded in stairwell, wounding 2 Russians. Attackers responded, throwing multiple grenades downstairs, attempting to suppress basement defenders. After grenade exchange consuming approximately 15 grenades from both sides, Russian soldiers assaulted downstairs into basement. Basement firefight was close-range chaos. Rifle fire at meters, grenade exchanges, soldiers grappling hand-to-hand when ammunition was depleted. 5 Ukrainian defenders in basement killed 3 Russian attackers before being killed or forced to withdraw through prepared escape tunnel. Basement was secured, but cost was 3 Russian deaths plus 4 wounded. Upper floor clearing required ascending stairs while exposed to fire from above. Ukrainian defenders on upper floors dropped grenades down stairwells, fired through floor openings, created falling rubble hazards. Russian casualties mounted steadily. 1 killed ascending stairs to 2nd floor, 2 wounded by grenade on 3rd floor landing, 1 killed by sniper fire through window while clearing 4th floor room. By 1200 hours, first building was secured after 3 hours of continuous fighting. Russian casualties from single building clearing: 11 killed, 17 wounded. Ukrainian casualties: 9 killed, 6 wounded or captured. Building clearance ratio: approximately 1.2 Russian casualties per Ukrainian casualty, relatively favorable for urban combat, but still representing massive attrition rate. Quiz: how many grenades does a typical infantry squad carry for urban combat? A. 6 per soldier, B. 20 per soldier, C. 50 per squad. Answer at minute 16. Second building assault commenced at 12:30 hours. Russian commanders applied lessons from first building: more tank fire preparation, engineer mine clearing before infantry entry, systematic grenade use before entering rooms. These improvements reduced casualties slightly, but urban combat remained brutally costly. Second building clearing lasted 4 hours. Russian casualties: 13 killed, 9 wounded. Ukrainian casualties: 11 killed, 8 wounded. Building was secured by 16:30 hours, but Russian company was combat ineffective. 39 total killed, 28 wounded from original 123 soldiers. Company commander assessed remaining 56 unwounded soldiers were insufficient for clearing third block. Operations were suspended pending reinforcement. Here's the financial breakdown of 9 hours of urban grinding. Economic analysis of urban combat losses revealed substantial costs beyond human tragedy. Personnel casualties represented primary financial impact. Russian contract soldiers required extensive training. 6 months basic training, costing $35,000. Specialized infantry training 3 months at $20,000. Urban combat training 2 weeks at $5,000. Average training investment per soldier, $60,000. 39 soldiers killed represented $2.34 million lost training investment. Death benefits paid to families averaged $50,000 per killed soldier. totaling $1.95 million immediate obligations. 28 wounded soldiers required medical treatment, averaging $35,000 for immediate care, totaling $980,000. Long-term disability for estimated 70% of wounded, 20 soldiers at $200,000, present value equals $4 million obligations. Combined personnel-related costs, $9.26 million, including training losses, death benefits, medical treatment, and long-term disability. Equipment losses compounded financial impact. 3 BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles were destroyed by mines and anti-tank weapons during supporting operations, each valued at $700,000, totaling $2.1 million. 5 trucks destroyed by artillery and mines at $120,000 each, $600,000. Supporting tank damaged requiring extensive repair, estimated $400,000 repair costs. Combined vehicle losses, $3.1 million. Ammunition consumption in urban combat exceeded typical operations dramatically. Company expended approximately 45,000 rounds of rifle ammunition, valued at $2 per round, $90,000. 6,000 rounds of machine gun ammunition at $3 per round, $18,000. 400 grenades at $40 each, $16,000. 80 RPG rounds supporting building attacks at $800 each, $64,000. Tank ammunition, 30 rounds at $800 each, $24,000. Total ammunition costs, $212,000. Small arms and equipment losses were substantial. Urban combat destroyed or damaged extensive personal equipment, radios, night vision devices, body armor, weapons. Estimated losses, approximately $800,000 in damaged or destroyed soldier equipment. Medical evacuation and treatment operations consumed significant resources. Helicopter evacuation of 28 wounded at estimated $2,000 per evacuation, $56,000. Ground ambulance operations, field hospital treatment, specialist surgical care, estimated $300,000 additional costs. Logistics and support costs including resupply operations under fire, engineer mine clearing operations, building structural assessments, estimated $500,000. Total direct financial losses from urban combat operation, approximately $13.7 million for 9 hours achieving partial objective. However, comprehensive cost analysis must include opportunity costs and indirect impacts. Company is combat ineffective, requiring reconstitution before future operations. 4 to 6 weeks with replacement personnel and extensive training. During reconstitution period, company cannot perform missions requiring alternative units or accepting operational gaps. Opportunity cost of unavailable combat power, estimated $15 million. Replacement personnel require recruitment, training, integration into unit. While basic training cost is included in direct losses, additional costs for rapid replacement recruitment and abbreviated integration training, estimated $8 million accelerating replacement cycle. Equipment replacement requires redistributing assets from other units or drawing from strategic reserves. This equipment redistribution degrades other units' readiness, creating cascading effects. Estimated cost of readiness degradation across affected units, $6 million. Comprehensive total economic impact, approximately $43 million, including direct losses, opportunity costs, replacement acceleration, and readiness degradation. Cost per meter of urban terrain captured, $287,000 per meter. Extraordinarily expensive, even by modern warfare standards. Cost per building captured, $21.5 million per building, demonstrating why urban assault operations are least cost-effective form of combat. Ukrainian defensive costs were substantially lower. 80 defenders with fortifications prepared over 3 weeks represented approximately $5 million training investment. Ammunition expenditure was modest, primarily machine gun ammunition and grenades totaling approximately $50,000. 34 casualties represented $2.04 million training investment loss, plus approximately $1 million medical and death benefits. Total Ukrainian costs, approximately $3.1 million, achieving defensive success, inflicting $43 million costs on attackers. Cost exchange ratio 13.9 to 1, favoring defenders, demonstrating enormous economic advantage of prepared urban defense. Tactical lessons emphasized impossibility of cost-effective urban assault against prepared defenders. Every building requires systematic clearing, consuming time, ammunition, and lives. Defenders with fortified positions and knowledge of terrain have overwhelming advantages. Technology cannot substitute for dangerous room clearing executed by infantry at close quarters. Russian military revised urban combat doctrine following operation, emphasizing extensive artillery and tank preparation before infantry assault, engineer support for mine clearing and breach operations. Assault teams specifically trained and equipped for building clearing, accepting extremely high casualty rates as inevitable cost of urban operations, considering alternative approaches including siege and isolation rather than direct assault. This is urban warfare, where $43 million buys 1.5 blocks, where 39 soldiers die for 150 meters, where every room costs blood and every building costs millions. No technology changes this. No tactics eliminate this. Just infantry clearing rooms, one by one, accepting casualties. How would you clear fortified urban terrain? Comment your tactical approach.